ahead.
since she has her own mic, she's independent.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
What's up, Authentic Fam? We're back again. I got two lovely ladies with me, so I'm going to start over here on my right. What's your name? What's your age? Where you from?
Alex, my age is 25 and I'm from Texas.
Okay, you making stuff up over there?
No.
Did you forget the script?
I did this last time.
You forgot the lines last time too?
No.
She's auditioning for a movie role. All right, what about you? Name, age, where you from?
Okay, my name is Fanny Duche. I'm from South America, Bolivia, and I'm 34 years old.
Okay, and what part of Texas you from?
Dallas.
Okay, all right, Dallas. Dallas is supposed to have good girls. Is that true? Or
In Dallas,
was
Texas.
was that in the 90s or
Yeah,
something?
we're great. We're great people.
Yeah? Sure?
Better than
I
Florida.
promise. I promise.
Better than Florida, girl.
Didn't you used to live in Texas also? Or something like that?
No, I never been in Texas.
No?
No.
You just don't like people in Florida?
No, I like so much, but I say better. The Texas girls are better than
yeah?
Florida girls.
So you think Miami girls are
Of
that bad?
course. Oh, so bad.
Even Miami girls think Miami girls are bad. Okay, what's your opinion on Miami girls?
I think they had a different upbringing than me. I think they're just hustlers and they just do whatever they need to do. And maybe that consumes their life when they get a little older.
Damn, Miami got that bad of a name? I thought.
Well, you know, Miami, Florida, it's a lot of things to do here, you know.
Yeah.
It's the girls doing their own business, they're hustlers, and yeah, why not be independent woman and do your own business, you know? And it has nothing to do with, you know, you are from another city in USA. I think Florida, a lot of people have open mind, right? And so you can do by your own things. So it's not bad, I think.
What's the retirement plan for the independent woman?
I think independent woman. I'm independent woman.
But how long do you want to be an independent woman, though?
Well, when I get married, since that day I'm not gonna be independent.
An independent
Yeah.
man, he got to be independent
But for
till the grave, till the tombstone.
Exactly. When I get married, there is no more independent.
So for a woman, it's like a hobby. For a woman, independent is a phase. Like, independent for a few years, and then I'll, yeah.
No, it's it's not about being independent and you know, do whatever you want to do, you know, and follow your dreams and don't depend for no one, for a man especially, because a lot of girls here is, you know, the situation in Florida, a lot of girls depend for a man and they maybe they can do, you know, things by their own, and yeah, so they're stuck, right? So,
I don't think that's a Florida thing, though. I think that's just.
in general.
In general,
right?
yeah, of course. But what's wrong with that, though? What's wrong about depending on a man?
It's not. It's not bad to be independent, but it's good to be independent too. They have a good, you know, good positive things and good positive things too, right? So. For me, if I'm not independent and someone take care of me, it's good, you know, why not? Because I want to feel somebody protect me. And it's good in good terms, but independent, for me, it's a good thing because,
I don't believe that women are ever really independent, though. That's just my opinion. I don't believe it. I'm not buying it. Just making enough money to pay your bills is not independent only. There's so much more that women need besides just things paid for.
All right. Yeah, no, I don't talk about paying bills, whatever. I talk about be independent and do by your own things. Whatever you want to do, you want to be artist, you have a talent, so you want to, you know, show your talent and just be empowered woman, you know?
What do you prefer?
I'm probably on the latter. I think I would much rather depend on a man, and I also don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I understand being independent as a woman, but I think that's something you do when you're not actively looking for like a husband. Like if that's not your end game, I think being an independent woman is responsible because you're trying to make sure you have a retirement and, you know, you'll be able to take care of yourself when you're old, because if you don't have a husband, then you're not going to have kids, and then who's going to take care of you when you're older?
I mean, you preach it to the choir. That's what I tell women all the time when they give me this independent stuff. It's like, that sounds good up until about 40. And then after that, you're not going to really want to get up and go work and compete in any industry or market much longer. And then what about post 50 when you need to be taken care of and you didn't have children?
On what she does. I mean, most women who are independent usually have pretty good jobs, and they like to tell us about it because they have a pretty good job. They're doctor, lawyer, nurse, whatever. And you would think that, you know, those women are most definitely are either investing, because it's 2022, a lot of women are investing, or they have like an advisor that's helping them save some money.
I don't know. Most women when I talk to with doing this independent thing, they actually don't have any investments. They actually haven't thought about that. They're like working and paying bills and buying nice stuff. They're not really actually thinking about the...
Off topic. So what do these men teach them? Because
they're not letting men teach them. That's the whole point.
Because, I mean, for me, how I was raised, I've always dealt with a certain type of man. Like, I wouldn't say a high value man. What I would say is a man in a very well position. Like, you know what I'm saying? Has either his own like business or whatever. And they always tried to teach me their craft, you know, whatever that was. And I've always took pride in learning something new from him. That's what I always felt like I took from him. Like, even if I end that relationship, I learned a trade, a skill, a niche, and the process of dealing with that man. And that's something I take more pride in than anything.
Well, where are you learning to pick these guys?
They pick me.
Nah, you at some point in time you have some say so though.
They pick me. You gonna laugh, but I dead ass. I meet some guys.
They could pursue you, but you still have to say.
I met some on Tinder, in person, in the club. It just depends where you are at a restaurant. It just depends.
Opportunist.
Opportunist.
No, I'm saying you believe that it could be anywhere.
You could say I put my I mean,
you got to get to know him.
Like this.
Wherever you meet him, you got to get to know him.
I'm 9 times out of 10. I'm not meeting them in a position to where they look like what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm meeting them as a person off the street, and we have a conversation.
And it turns out that they
exactly. So that's just a thing of you are who you attract.
A lot of owners you can't tell they're owners.
Yeah, but I'm saying you say that these women don't learn anything from the men. So
what I'm saying is a lot of times the women don't want to though.
Want to?
Like they don't want to. They don't want to learn anything from the guy. They just want to be provided for. They don't want to actually. They're like, first of all, they're going to tell them, don't mansplain to me. But for example, if you're talking to girls who say you're moving out of the frame, trying to move more into the frame, move this way, this way, this way. So there's a lot of girls. It doesn't really matter what they do because money's money at the end of the day. But a lot of women, you'll talk to them, they'll tell you they're entrepreneurs because they're on OnlyFans. Well, that doesn't make you an entrepreneur. You're just saying a word that sounds important. You're not an entrepreneur because you do OnlyFans. But they think because they don't have a boss, quote unquote, that all of a sudden they're an entrepreneur or they're an owner. You're not an owner. Someone owns the platform OnlyFans, and it ain't you.
I was going to say, somebody owns your check. You're not a boss.
And not only that, but then when you ask them, well, what are you going to do after this, or what investments have you made? Are you saving money? Then they get defensive. Well, that's how we know you're not doing that. And instead of saying, well, you know what? Now that you brought it to my attention, I want to learn something. Instead, they get defensive and they act as if they're being attacked. You're not being attacked because if that same man was talking to a young athlete or he was talking to a young guy that's doing music or he's producing or whatever he's doing, they would be having the same conversation. So what are you doing about the future? What are you saving? What are you investing? And that young man wouldn't get offended. His ears would be open and he'd say, yes, older man, please tell me something so I don't fuck my future up, depending on something that is fleeting and can disappear at any moment. You could be hot today, you could be cold tomorrow, right? So there are women who are doing, professional things. There's women that are hairdressers. They're doing nails. They're doing lashes. They're making $125 a client doing lashes. And it's like, okay, well, are you going to open up your own salon? Are you going to do it? And then we're right back to them getting defensive again. It's like, well, you think you're going to be doing lashes for the next 20 years? You see what I mean? Right. Where's the investment? And I'm telling you from personal experience, I've seen many of women be independent for 10, 15, 20 years, and then they get into their 40s and they don't want to get up and go to work every day. It's just a reality of it. Whereas men, they're fight retirement. I've seen many men, it's like, bro, it's time to retire. And they're like, no, I can still do this. They want to go to work. So it's a different attitude is all I'm saying, right? They're not, put it this way. If you ask men why they're working, they're not going to say, so I don't have to depend on a man. That's not a man's reason for going to work. Women, their main reason is so that they don't have to depend on one man. My point is, you're not going to always have that attitude if that's your reason for going to work. If a man is saying he wants to build an empire, or he's saying he's passionate about this industry, that's not going to just go away anytime soon. In fact, he's going to get upset when he can no longer perform. That's going to be his difficulty, is accepting that, bro, you're 65, it's time for you to retire. You see what I mean? He's not going to want to.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? He's going to be envious of the next generation that's going to come up and do that job now.
Yeah, exactly.
So he might have to take another position now. He might have to take a mentor position or an advisor position. If he can't be an engineer anymore, then he has to.
Because he's retiring.
Right. He has to be the boss of some younger engineers, maybe.
Exactly.
But there's still a place that he wants to be in the workforce because his identity might be attached to that. So how many women, their identity is attached to them working? A lot of women, their identity is not part of them working. They're literally working so that they don't have to depend on someone. That's not your identity. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I completely understand. But at the same time, it depends. You say women don't want to be independent because they want to depend on for a man. They want to just marry and just stay home.
No, what I'm saying is later on, they're not going to want to continue to work. Just because you want to work in your 30s does not mean you're going to want to work in your 50s. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. Who want to work in the 50s?
Men.
When I get my
That's what I'm trying to say. Men still want to
obviously,
work.
men's work till they have 65, they get retired. You know what we're talking about?
Right.
But women's, no, I don't think so. You already want to have your business and you want to make your work and you want to make your money for your business, I think. And that age, I think that's my future. So.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to be a hustler after 35.
Yeah,
That's
nobody wants
what I'm
that.
trying to tell you. They don't want to get up and
That's not smart.
still do that.
Yes.
It's very competitive.
Exactly.
However, there is a lot of women that are too prideful to say that and would much rather work, so they still.
Well, they're prideful to say it while they're still young. They're not real. See, this is the thing that I run into with women all the time, and this is women of all ages. For some reason, they seem to think how they feel in the moment is how they're going to feel later. A woman is going to tell you, yeah, I'll do this, I'll be there, whatever, and then a week later when that date comes, she doesn't feel the same as she did when she made that appointment or she made that agreement. Well, they do the same thing with decades. A woman would tell you in her 20s, I'm going to be single forever. But then in her 30s, she's going to be complaining that no men want to commit to her. And I'm trying to tell her, you're saying that now at 22, 23, 24, when you're getting all this attention from everybody, you're traveling, you're having fun, you're wearing sexy, cute outfits, and you're posting on Instagram every 32 seconds and a half. But you're not going to be saying that at 31 when guys are dating you casually and none of them want to marry you and commit to you. You're going to be complaining that they don't want a relationship. But now you're telling me you don't want a relationship forever. They'll say they don't want to have kids in their early 30s or they don't want to have kids in their late 20s. But then at 40, they'll be regretting that they didn't have kids. So what just happened? So all I'm trying to explain to them is your feelings today are not going to be your feelings tomorrow. Your feelings in your 20s are not going to be your feelings in your 30s. That's just the way it is. And I try to tell men the same thing because men think how a woman is at this point, she's going to think, act, and feel the same way 5 years down the line in the relationship. No, that's how you end up getting divorced and getting all your shit taken. And now you're fighting to see your kids more than once a week because her feelings changed.
Exactly.
She said she'd never do that to you 8 years ago. Well, here she is doing that to you. You see what I mean? So the point is, you can't take her word for it. She can't even take her own word for it. That's another thing I try to tell guys. Don't take it personal when women lie to you. Women lie to themselves.
That's true.
So you can't take it personal. You see what I mean? They'll say, I don't want to have kids. The guy will say, great, I don't want to have kids. Then she'll be upset that he doesn't want to have kids later on. She'll be trying to have a baby. And he'll be like, I thought we agreed that you didn't want to have kids. Well, now I do.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Exactly. I think it's communication, right? When you are in a relationship, it's about communication. What really you want to feel, you want to do, what do you want to build in the future, right? So
Things change.
Things change, like you say. The feelings today is not gonna feel. It's not gonna the same feelings tomorrow.
Right.
So who knows, right? But there is a communication.
But we gotta
key,
know. We gotta know.
Of course.
That's why
the guys have to know.
That's
of course.
why relationships are good for women, because at least a man has some type of idea of what it is that he wants to do and he's going to stick to it. So you can't just keep switching it up as a man. That's not going to work. You have to work towards things. It might take years for a guy to accomplish what he's doing.
Exactly.
So you can't change his mind 5 years in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
So it's a little bit different for us. than it is for the women. And that's why it's also hard to do this whole 50-50 thing. Because if a guy is building something over years to be in a position to provide, and then a woman is just saying, well, I get 50% of the decision making, it's like, do you? Because I got a lot more to lose than you. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
For me to even have the conversation of having a family and getting married and buying a house, I would have had to work for decades to be able to be in that position. A woman could just come in and be beautiful and be like, yep, this guy can afford to buy stuff, so we're gonna do this together. Whoa, together?
Yeah. Well, but yeah, I understand, but it depends. It depends on the man. If a man wanna really looking for a family, wanna really looking for stability, he wants that, of course,
Right,
with a beautiful girl, with his girlfriend.
But who should have more say-so is what I'm saying. Who should have more of the decision power and the leadership of that?
The woman's.
How, if the man is the one that made it even possible? How is she going to come in and have a family without him making that possible?
Of course
she
not.
can be a single mom on her own. She could pull that off.
Maybe
Can she?
in some cases.
What do you mean?
Can she? I mean, never mind.
What I'm saying is the whole
Some situations
What I'm saying is
can
the
be.
whole family unit, the whole wife, husband, kids. The kids go to sports programs. You know, the kids on the little league, and the daughters taking piano lessons. All that stuff doesn't just happen because the woman decided that's what she wanted to do. It happened because the man put himself in a position to provide that for years, probably long before he met her. He was making the right decisions in high school, college, in his 20s, in his 30s, to be able to say, yes, I can afford for my kids to have a tutor. Yes, I can afford for my kids to go to private school. So for her to just come in and point around and say, well, I want this, and yeah, we want to put a washer and dryer here. No, I want a granite countertop in the island. Yep, I want that, and I want... That wouldn't be possible if the guy did what he did for the past 25 years, is what I'm saying.
I have two answers to that. So I'm not religious, but you know, most people are religious, you know, and you have to take that and understand where they're coming from. 50-50 isn't just a thing that, you know, people like want, like make sense. It's in the Bible, so I feel like
Where did you say 50-50 in the Bible?
50-50. She's a part of you. They a part of each other.
Where does it say the 50-50 thing?
They a part of each other.
So where does her 50-50 come in then?
Financially, her 50-50 does not come in. I feel like financially, a man is 100% of the control. We have to ask for everything. That's just how I feel.
Okay.
But like when it comes to kids and household decisions, and 9 times out of 10, the women usually pay the bills. So I think that is what she should have control over, if that makes sense. I think.
So he makes the money, she controls how it's spent?
Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
You laughing, but I really think that's how it is.
Have you been married before?
No, I don't have to be married.
I have been married.
Okay,
and,
so
my
how did
ex-wife,
you run your
my ex-wife
marriage?
used to try to tell me what needed to be bought. She wanted to spend $5,000 on remodeling the kitchen, but
that's
the kitchen
weird.
was just
that's
fine.
Different. That's she's talking about cosmetic things. I'm talking about actual things like, oh, you know, this and this and this needs to be done, and she's paying for that. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
that's
of
what
course.
I'm talking about. Like you're talking about personal things like bags and
I'm
clothes
giving
and
her the
stuff.
money to pay
That's
the bills on
irrelevant.
time.
I'm not talking about that.
But you know why that is, though, right?
I'm not talking
You know
about
why that is?
That she should have an allowance. She's your wife. She should have a certain amount of money. She automatically has.
She has. Hold on. She's doing that because those are little tedious things that I don't have time to focus on. I don't have time to focus on when an internet bill is due versus
she be that petty? Like why?
No, that's not being petty. I'm just saying, like, she's taking care of that stuff so I can focus on the major things that.
So getting a kitchen remodeled is
not just something she wanted.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that, save up for that. But like like that's crazy.
And we did that, and the food tasted the same.
It's gonna taste the same.
That $5,000 investment didn't make the food taste yeah, the food didn't taste any better.
So
Let me
much
ask
money,
you something. When you moved into your house, was it new? Was it pretty new?
But it was a good investment though for the condo. That's
what I'm saying. Was it
hold
pretty new?
on. But that's why I made the decision. She wanted it for different reasons. She wanted it for aesthetic reasons.
Exactly.
Right? So I sat down and calculated how could it be a benefit to us, and what I came up with is actually it could, because it increases the value of the condo, which it did. I didn't agree to it because I'm pussy whipped. I agreed to it because I saw a practical application Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, but I also feel like getting a kitchen upgraded is a financial decision. It's not a decision that is an around the house decision. That's why I'm like,
but she thought she was entitled to that just because she wanted it and we could afford it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Then that was the person you married.
That's that 50-50 mindset that I'm talking about. Okay, so much like children, right? You said that the woman should have 50-50 with the children. I also disagree, because if my son, right, you're out of the frame again, come a little closer. So if my son comes home and he's having issues at school, and I'm at work, and my wife decides that she wants to handle this, she wants to make a decision on what's going to be done, her decision is not going to be, it's not going to be accurate. Because she's never been a little boy. She's never been his age. She doesn't know what he's dealing with. You get what I'm saying? So the way she handles it is not going to be better than how I would handle it. It's just not. If it was my daughter, that's different. Maybe she probably would have a better understanding, or at least be able to relate. But I still need the final call is what I'm trying to say. So she needs to let me handle it. She needs to take the information, talk to the teachers, talk to who she needs to talk to, and she needs to hold off on it and say, let me speak to my husband. Then when I get home, then she explains the situation to me. She gives me her input. She can tell me how she feels about it and what she would like, and I'm going to take it into somewhat consideration. But I'm going to ultimately make the call that I think is best overall, going forward in the future. Not what's best right in this moment for somebody's feelings or whatever. Overall, I got to decide what's best for my son. You get what I mean? So there's no 50-50 in that.
I understand what you're saying. I think if you're a man that works a lot, or you work late, and you're not around the kids as much as she is, I do feel like she should have. She's around them. She knows them. She talks to them a little bit more than you.
Of course.
So I think that it should be more like 50-40. I think she should have just. I mean, like 60-40, because I feel like she has a little bit.
She just needs to inform. She just needs to inform me before she makes any decisions.
I agree, but I'm saying like, I think her, however she feels about the situation, holds a little bit more weight than just a little bit.
Yeah, but as the man, I'm gonna tell her which ones.
What the final decision is.
Not only that, but I'm gonna tell her what areas that she can decide. There's certain things, because women are always gonna involve you in things that you don't want to be involved. That's the interesting thing. They'll make decisions where you feel like, hey, I should have been involved in that. But then there'll be things that they'll tell you, it's like, babe, I don't need to know that. So as a man, I can decide what areas. It's like, you know what? I trust you. I trust your judgment on that one. You got that one. Don't bug me with that. Okay? So a lot of times, women are very selective about what they think they should involve their man in. So my take on that is, you run everything by me. And halfway through, I'll let you know which things I'm interested in and which things I'm not. Halfway through, I'll say, you know what? That sounds like something that you could take care of without me. You see what I mean? But things can't be undone. So if she does make decisions, she doesn't tell me, they can't be undone. Now she's creating problems rather than solving problems. I need my woman to help me solve problems, not help create problems. Because the whole point is, I need to be as effective as I can be so that I can do the most for my family. So I don't want to be distracted with shit. You see what I mean? So the last thing I need her to do is add to things that distract me. I need her to subtract things. I need her to come and say, hey, this came up, but I took care of it because I already know how you want this done. I can say, shit, thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Kiss her on the forehead and I can get to work now. Right? And now I'm more competitive than the single guy, rather than more distracted than the single guy. Because that's one feeling I've always hated, is when I feel like I'm being outperformed by my competition because they don't have the headache of their girl. You see what I mean? When I feel like he's excelling because he doesn't have this extra headache, that's a problem. I need to feel like I'm excelling because I have this extra help. You know what I mean? I have a helpmate on my team. I got a Robin to my Batman.
Exactly.
Right, and he's by himself. Right.
You know, being in a relationship is a team, right?
A theme?
It's a team.
Oh, team. Yeah, of course.
Sorry, my Spanglish.
It's definitely a team.
Yeah, it's be a team and make it work together, and let's see what happens, right?
But we have to have the same goal, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why you are with a person. I think you guys have the same things in common. Then you guys.
I don't know about in common. Just we need to have the same goals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, yes. So.
I don't need to like what she likes or do what she do or interest in what she's interested in. We just need to. Our goals need to align.
Yeah, exactly. Make it do some like
Right.
build something together nice, right?
And yeah, that's another thing I feel is missing now is the babies. So I'm gonna ask you because you're younger, and a lot of the girls your age are talking about they don't want the babies.
So you don't need to like anything your girl likes.
Not so much.
What do y'all do together?
No,
Like,
I need to like her.
just do it and like handle business.
But I'm willing to make.
Really?
But hold on. Here's the thing, though. I'm willing to make the compromise.
Of what?
I'm willing to watch something that I'm not interested in, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say I'm really not that interested. But if you want to watch it, we'll watch it. Yeah. Yeah.
What did you just ask me?
I don't have to lie to my woman to cater to my woman.
But that's what I'm saying. Why would you engage in?
Because I like her. like
So you
her.
just physically attracted and you like her mindset. So boom, we go together.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Why is that crazy?
You say before you gotta have the same goals.
Exactly. We have to have the same goals.
How about if you have attraction for a woman and she don't have the same goals like you? Is she just like
it's just a sexual.
lost?
It's just a sexual relationship. It's just casual.
But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So like y'all shouldn't like you like sports. You're interested in sports.
Sometimes.
She should at least
Some
be
sports.
interested in sports, right?
She don't, have to,
doesn't
she, don't,
mind
she, don't,
watching
she,
sports.
she don't gotta like what I like. She just needs to leave
So
me
how do y'all
alone.
bond?
She
What
just
do
needs
y'all do
she needs to
together?
stay. She needs to stay out of my way when I'm enjoying my sports. See the difference? She doesn't have to like it. Just go read a book or
Support.
something.
Support.
Go do something else and let me have my.
I'm not trying to be around you all day, but I'm saying when we are around each other, what we gonna do?
Listen, that's how I grew up. There was male spaces and there were female spaces. When my
We
uncles
only
would
got together to
yeah,
do
no,
it?
of course, no, of course, we spent time together. But I'm
What
just.
do y'all do when y'all spend time together?
Well, first of all, you make sure that you make and maintain relationships with other couples. I don't want my woman hanging out with her single friends. She's gonna hang out with married women, and I'm gonna have relationships with their husbands. That's how that operates.
Wow,
I understand what you're saying.
so
but what
strict.
Yes,
It's not has to be like that in this new generation. Come on, 2022.
Hold on. Let me.
This never is gonna happen.
Hold on. Why would a woman, a married woman that has a completely different purpose, be spending time with single women on a completely different mission? That's a conflict of interest. She has to focus on her husband. She has to focus on her children. She has to focus on keeping her home, whatever they're doing together. So if her friends want to come over for some type of event, I don't know, it's a birthday party, it's a little get together.
That's a rule for stay in a relationship, married to hanging out with people.
I don't want
also.
her taking time and energy out of my home.
Yeah.
Would you have single male friends as well?
Yeah, but our friendships are like a women's friendships. If I'm getting together with my friends, we're probably doing something important.
Oh.
No, I'm serious. All my friends are busy.
Okay.
I barely get to talk to them.
I'm disagree what you said.
They're running their businesses.
sorry, yeah, you know-
I'm disagree.
They're running their families. So I understand that my guys don't have time for me. They understand that I don't have time for them. We get it because we're men. We have very important things to do. People are counting on us.
Women still have better things to do, like men's.
Like what? When women get together, what are you doing that's so important?
We have a lot of things important to do. Like you
Give me
guys,
some
we are
examples.
important too.
Give me examples of what you
make
do
a
with your single
business.
friends.
When I go out with my single friends.
What's
When I go out with
what are
my
you doing?
single friends, I go. It's a girls' night.
And
It's gonna be girls' night.
How is that valuable though? How does that benefit your life? What is the value it brings into your life?
Have fun by myself.
Oh.
I don't have to just. I love having fun with my boyfriend, but at the same time, I wanna have fun with my girlfriends.
Okay, imagine this. Imagine that your husband, right, the one who's the breadwinner, he spends his time, generating wealth, profit. What if he was to spend idle time with his male friends and they just talk and smoke cigars and they just drink whiskey and they do this once or twice a week every week?
For me, it's fine as long he's gonna be loyalty with me. He's not gonna cheat on me.
You mean as long as he's already successful?
What?
As long as he's already providing.
I think she means as long as he's not trying to go and cheat with
No, I know what she's talking about, but she's missing my point.
Okay,
My
so,
point is a
can
man
you
that's
say
in a
again?
position to do that and it not irritate his woman is a man that's already created a stable comfortability. He's already created a stable home. If he didn't, she would be like, yo, you need to go out and go produce. You don't have time to play Call of Duty with your friends. Do you see the difference there? So that's a luxury that's afforded to you by your man. If he gives you that time, that's a luxury that he's giving to you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. I mean,
Right.
I think both it's fair, right? You know, do things by you. You know, if I'm married, why not I cannot go out and have fun with my friends, close
I'm going to tell you why. Can I tell you why?
Tell me.
I'm going to tell you why. Because you have a man that's working hard to provide for you. Your friend
That has nothing to do.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you why. Your single friends don't. So they have that idle time to bullshit. They don't owe anybody anything because nobody is providing and protecting them. Nobody's offering them stability and commitment.
Exactly.
So they can bullshit all day.
To do.
They can bullshit all day. They're not on anybody's time but their own time.
Yeah, that has nothing to do if they are not successful, if my girlfriend's not successful, have a husband successful at home, I just want to be with him. It's amazing, but also, you know, why not share outside by your own? It's a healthy thing to do that and have fun by yourself.
In moderation.
But in my moderation,
Yeah,
right.
very tiny moderation at your man's discretion.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean,
How is
this
that
is
crazy?
so. I think you have.
It sounds very controlling. You understand that, right?
You're looking at it as controlling. I'm trying to keep productivity in my household.
Are you talking about a married woman or a woman in a
Okay,
relationship?
yes. Let's be clear.
I'm talking
Otis.
about a kept woman. I'm talking about a woman that's providing.
Married woman.
A married woman,
Okay.
that's different.
I'm
You
talking
didn't
about.
make that clear.
I'm not providing for a woman that's gonna have single woman behavior. That doesn't make any sense to me. And it doesn't make
Okay.
sense to you either, based on your facial expressions.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So something has to change, is what I'm trying to say. You can't live a single lifestyle, but then have the security of a man. That don't go together. It's one or the other. Pick. If you want to go do the single life, go do the single life. But you're not gonna do both. You're not gonna.
But it's,
I have an angel sit for him.
Here
is
My
a-
man, when
right,
we have
here is a big-
Yeah, but
I'm home by
okay.
midnight.
But that's
Here is a big
hold on.
difference.
But that's him being irresponsible.
Is it really?
Yeah. This generation of
I'm
men,
out.
they have no idea.
Is it really?
This generation of men, they have no idea what is the level of tolerance they're supposed to have.
I'm out
They
if
think
you
they're
don't
supposed to
let
let
me
the women
talk.
just do whatever.
Really?
Of course. And this is the crazy thing. They'll be watching the friends of their woman getting knocked up out of wedlock, getting into trouble over here, getting this, getting that. And it's like, why are you letting your woman go out there and do the same type of activities that's getting her friends in trouble?
Because she grown. Well, okay.
She's grown, but she's still making bad decisions.
Okay, those women are grown. Those women are gonna do what they want to do. Just like you
Right,
males
but
have.
I don't want my woman with those
Just
women.
like males have friends who are deadbeats and etc. They don't got nothing to do with you as a man. We got friends that we've known long term that have their.
but
own
I can't be around those friends though.
But you have them.
No. I don't have those type of friends.
I
Are you
can.
crazy?
So you don't have any.
I don't
long-term
have
friends?
irresponsible friends.
You don't have any long-term friends that
No.
you knew from a young age that you
I-
feed from a long-handed spoon?
I chose good friends from way back. Any irresponsible friends I have, they're already dead or in prison.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy
Yeah.
to say.
Because I can't
funny.
hang out with an irresponsible
That's
man. If he's doing or has something on him
Well,
he's
you
not supposed
know,
to have, we both going to jail.
It's definitely different
Right?
from women, especially a nurturing woman. We try to help our friends that are like.
But see, listen, that's the thing. Every man chooses what he allows in his house. I see a lot of young guys out here, they let their women do whatever. They let their women take girl trips and all kind of stuff. And then it's the same guy that's going to be confused when that woman ends up cheating on him or leaving him or something happens.
That's what you equate that to?
What do you mean equate it to?
That's what you think comes from a woman hanging out with other women?
Listen, there's no way in the fuck all of the world that I'm going to have my woman going on random trips with her friends without me. It's not going to happen.
So when you
She
about
can't
to
explain.
get married, what's the bachelor party
she
about?
can't explain that to me because you know what that is? That's single woman behavior. So if she still wants to conduct herself like that, then she needs to continue to be single. You can't have both. This is the problem with the modern woman. They want to have both. They want to party their youth away, then later they want to find a man to secure, and then still enjoy themselves.
So what's a reasonable amount of time for
you can't do both.
a month that a woman can go out as a kept woman?
She should not even be interested in that. If she's grown,
No release. She
if
should have no outside.
Who says she needs that release?
Like people, it's like people
Who
are
told
really.
you? Who taught you that?
People are really
hold on,
depressed.
hold on, let me ask you a question. Who taught you that's fundamentally a necessity? Who said that clubs and going out and
Why does
dancing
it have to be a
and
club?
hearing music?
Why does it have to be a club?
Okay, I'm trying to get an understanding. Who said that grown people need to still be going out with their friends?
Everybody. That's how you maintain relationships. That's how you network.
Really?
Yes.
You know how
How else do
you
you
hold on. You know how hold on. You know how it used to
make
be.
money
Hold
with?
on. You know how it used to be in the past. By a certain age, you're married and have your family, and so do your friends. So when you get together, you're getting together at Christmas, Thanksgiving. Your family is spending time with your friend's family. Your kids have play dates. You want to see these people. You see them on birthdays. You see them on baby showers. That's how you keep a relationship. You don't keep a relationship stagnated by doing the same shit you did at 21.
So things have to happen in order for you to see your friends.
That's how you maintain childhood. That's not how you maintain a relationship with a growing, developing adult that's going through different phases of their life. My friends are grown men. They have kids now. They have families. So when I see them on their children's birthdays, and I bring gifts for my godsons and stuff like that. That's how I maintain my relationship with them. They are growing and going through different phases of their life. At one point in time, we're going to be grandfathers. So I don't understand how women think that they're going to keep this stagnated relationship that they had when they were 22. You're doing the same shit you was doing at 22, 23, 24. That's how you maintain a relationship?
Where's
the
like
development?
Earlier you just said that a woman's not going to be the same person she is, or that you married 5 years from the time
That's
you married
my
her.
point.
So what do you? I don't understand.
I don't understand what you don't understand. Let me start from the beginning. If I'm in a relationship with a woman, that means that she's a grown-ass, mature woman in a relationship with a man. She's in a different phase in her life. So I don't see why she would still be hanging out with single women that are still in a phase that she's already left. It doesn't make sense. That's like graduating college but hanging out with kids that are in high school. They're at a different place in their life. If they want to stay stagnated and not settle down and commit to a man and build something for their future, that's on them. I don't need them confusing my woman with conflicting ideas. You get what I'm trying to say? That's a liability. I want her with other married women that she can relate to. You get it?
I'm not stupid, I get it.
Okay, no guy goes out there and becomes successful and then hangs out with guys that haven't found themselves yet, that haven't established themselves. That's retarded. He's going to network with other men that are also successful and continuing to build upon that. Not guys that haven't figured out how to be stable and successful yet. It doesn't make sense. Do you see what I'm saying? Those people have nothing to offer him. They can't aid his development or relate to him. So why would a woman who's already decided to come off the market and be committed to a man go backwards and go hang out with a bunch of chicks that still don't know what the hell they're going to do tomorrow? Huh? What would be the point of it?
I'm agree with you in what you say. I'm agree with that. But at the same time, there is a too big difference in be a single woman and marry woman. Mm-hmm. Right? Or be in a relationship just for a few months when the relationship is going, we don't know where, but we figured it out.
Right.
So
I don't want her around those type of women.
yeah. So I'm agree with you when you say, yeah, my woman, I don't want to go and now hanging out with single girls because
Absolutely not.
Because I don't want she hanging out with other men too, whatever.
Absolutely not.
But yeah, there is a difference.
And I see it all the time.
Right.
You act like I'm coming from a place of insecurity or something. I'm coming from a place of the guy that's at the bar seeing a group of women. Half of them are married, half of them are not. But yet they're over here talking. They're over here talking up guys. Guys are buying them drinks and talking them up. And it's like, hold on, half of these chicks are married. But they think that it's okay because they're not cheating on their husband. Like, wait a minute. Why are you even there? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because the guy, he's not differentiating. He's not saying, oh, this one's off limits. Hold on, let me go over here and rub up on this one. Let me get fresh with this one, but not that one. He's not saying that. In his mind, they're all in the same element. They're all here together. They're all here drinking, and they all here flirting, and they can all make it to my bed tonight. So I don't see why a married woman would be there in the first place. And I'm thinking of that as the guy that is flirting with the married woman. Why are you even here? Or it's some of them are single mothers. And I'm thinking to myself, where are your children? Who's with your kids? Why are you here? What can you possibly gain from this in this point in your life?
If she's a single mother, it's fine.
It is not fine. It is not fine. Take your ass home. Take your ass home to your children.
I don't agree with that.
Okay?
I mean, if
There's
the
no
children
reason for you to be here.
it's more than 10 years old or 12 years old, why not? She can
So you're going to go
out.
backwards? You're going to have your children and then go backwards? I can't wait for my kids to be 12 so I can go back out and
So
club.
what is my life? I gotta go and have fun outside. I gotta, make a friend.
But you
I gotta
already
build
did that.
my business
But
and
you
contacts.
already did that.
Yeah, but why not to go out? It's not
Because
bad.
you already did it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I can do it again. I can do it again. It's no age.
This is what I'm thinking.
It's
When
no
I
age
when I
to
see the single
be-
mother still going out, like
It's
she's
no-
young and free,
it's
I
no
ask
age
myself,
to be-
who got this woman pregnant and why?
It's not.
Because she obviously wasn't ready for this. She wasn't ready to transition into another time in her life.
Where's the guy? That's what
Because I don't want to see a guy that has kids out here wasting his time being
I have
social.
a question. Do you think like single mothers like want to be single? You think they go and like?
I don't
yeah,
care what they
push
want.
them
I don't
away,
care. I don't
like,
care.
Don't take care
I
of your
don't. I don't
kids,
care
like,
what they
leave it on
listen.
me.
Listen. I don't care what they want. They have the most important job in the world, deciding who makes life. That is the most important responsibility. So I don't care what you want. If that was the case, how did you manage to have this child out of wedlock? It doesn't make sense to me. A single mother can never sit here and cry
take
victim to
two
me.
people.
Listen,
take two
listen.
people.
Unless her husband died or left her, no single mother can ever justify to me how she's a single mother. If you didn't get married before you had your children, there's no excuse that you can give me. I'm sorry. I'm not going to pander to you. I'm not going to allow you to dodge accountability. Because as a man, if I go and commit a crime and get convicted, they ain't nobody taking it up off my record. It's going to stay right there on my record, right there to remind everybody he did this at this point in time and he shouldn't have. So why am I going to give that luxury to a woman where I'm going to ignore her bad decisions? And that's a cardinal decision. Every woman should know, marry before you carry. That's not a secret. We didn't just figure that out. We knew that since the beginning of time. You marry before you carry. And that is the one most important decision that a woman has to make because it involves another person's life. So all of this, blaming it on the baby father, the more, hold on, let me explain something. The more a woman blames it on the father is the more she blames it on herself because she chose that father. So the more you bash him is the more you're blaming yourself. Well, he was an alcoholic. Well, why'd you have a baby for an alcoholic? He was abusive. Why'd you have a baby for an abusive man? He was a deadbeat. Why'd you get pregnant for a deadbeat? You see what I'm saying?
I don't think that's the case. I know a lot.
Then
of
what's
men,
the case?
I know a lot of men that have said F their children and took care of their girlfriend's children. That's why I'm like,
Men, hold on, because hold on, before you move on, I need you to specify. These were men that were married before they had those children?
Yeah, I know some married men that ain't.
So they married. So they married.
children.
Hold on. So they married the woman first, then had kids with her, and then left her to take care of some other woman's kids.
A lot of men do that. Are you crazy?
Yeah,
They find another woman that they actually love.
Yeah, that's not.
Actually love.
That's not the scenario.
That's the thing.
That's not the scenario of most single mothers. So I don't know where you got that.
I'm not saying that's the. But and I totally agree with taking accountability of keeping a child after you've gotten pregnant out of wedlock. But
Hold on. You mean keeping a child?
You kept a child if you got pregnant out of wedlock.
What else were you gonna do with him? Return it to Walmart? What else were you gonna do with the kid?
I mean, there's other alternative options.
Like what? Are you talking about child sacrifice?
There's other alternative options.
What option are you talking about?
I mean,
are you
adoption, abortion? There's plenty of
abortion
things.
is an option?
It is an option.
Abortion is child murder.
And that's your opinion.
No. That's what it is. Technically,
that's your opinion, but
that's what it is. Literally. Hold on. Let's be clear. I like to be clear. You're deciding to terminate the life
I'm not deciding
of a child.
in general.
That's nothing other than murder. If you stomp on a roach, you terminated that roach. You murdered the roach. I don't care what names that women give things. It doesn't change the definition. If you're pregnant and you decide to get an abortion, you decided to kill your child.
And if you're a man and you leave your family because you made a baby out of wedlock, you're a deadbeat.
Okay, hold on. They're both deadbeats for having that child out of
they can
wedlock.
both be deadbeats, but I think a lot of times men focus on the accountability of the woman, and y'all don't look at y'all.
Hold on. Can men get pregnant?
Can I finish?
Can men get pregnant?
Can I finish my statement, please? Anything. And I think that a lot of times you don't look at your male friends like, hey, you not shit, or these guys like, y'all not shit for having children and like just being like, oh, well, she got it. That's crazy. I think both of them are crazy. That's why I said there are other alternatives. There are people who can't have children. Adopt. Like there are other alternatives. That's why I was like, it doesn't have to be abortion.
If a guy with kids ain't shit, Guess what he was before you had those kids?
Ain't shit.
Exactly.
I agree.
So,
We agree.
so you do realize that women's logic doesn't make any sense when you come with that.
I'm agreeing that everybody's not shit.
Hold on. That understanding doesn't make any sense because he was who he was before she got pregnant. These guys didn't become a bad option after she got pregnant. They were a bad option before he got pregnant.
Red flags.
You can't say that the guy left so he changed his mind. If he wanted to have children with you and was serious about it, he would have married you. See, this is women just finding every way to try to dodge accountability. And because we allow them to do that is why the cycle continues. When being a single mother was shameful and everyone in society agreed on that, guess what women didn't do? Have children out of wedlock. Okay? When you go, hold on. When you go to the countries where the government does not subsidize and pay for that shit, and you go to the cultures that don't accept it, guess what? They have the lowest rates of children born out of wedlock. The reason why we have it so much is because we keep making excuses for these women. We keep rewarding these women for doing it. We keep enabling these women to do it. That's why they do it. Not because it's right, not because it's okay, and not because it's not their fault. Because we fucking tolerate it and make excuses. Period. And children don't like being born and raised to single mothers. They don't like it.
They don't like it.
Okay? So women need to stop acting like people can't judge and criticize them because the children are affected and the children don't like it. Period. And children can't speak for themselves. Children can't defend themselves. Children can't make that argument. So some adults have to stand up and say, this is unacceptable. And I'm one of those adults.
Okay.
Period. And yes, I do hold men accountable for even messing with those type of women in the first place.
Exactly.
Because I'm a man and I guard my seed and I've gotten more pussy than all those men.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I guard my seed. And I guard my seed. Okay. Okay. I don't care. I'm not trusting nobody. I don't care how many birth controls you're on. I don't trust you. Shut up and swallow. I'm not falling for it. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Not my baby. You can take my condo, you can take my property, but you're not going to take my children. I'm not going to let it happen.
Wow.
Hey.
That was deep conversation.
It is what it is.
Oh my God, yeah.
The tide is going to start to turn. Because the same internet that women love to Snapchat and they love to TikTok on, that same internet is what's going to have men collectively saying, we are not going to sugarcoat this single mother shit anymore. We're going to start being upfront about it. Because the reason why women have run away with this is because guys don't say it to their face. Guys amongst each other, they say, "Oh, I'm not going to marry no single mother. I'm not going to do this with no single mother." But they don't say it to the woman's face though. That's why the women think it's okay. They think guys still want them.
We're gonna talk.
They don't realize guys don't want it. So that's why women are asking, "Why did he ghost me? Why did he ghost me?" I don't know, girl. These men are terrible. They're trash. They ghosted me. Yeah. He ghosted you for a long list of obvious reasons. But because no one is looking her dead in her eye and saying, yo, I ghosted you because you're a single mom. I just wanted to sleep with you. That's it. So instead of her accepting that reality that's obvious, she's thinking of all these other possibilities. I think it's because of this. I think it's because all men on the planet are trash. That's what it is. I think it's because men are afraid of commitment. No. What it is that it's everything other than you are not relationship quality. It's not all these other reasons, it's that one reason. And then right, and then multiple men are doing it, and instead of thinking, what do all these men have in common? Oh, snap. They all interacted with me. No shit, you're the common denominator. Not the fact that they all have penises and a Y chromosome. But she'd rather think that's why all men treat me this way, because they all have penises and they all have a Y chromosome. Yep, it's all men. No, it's all men that date you. Because that same dude is gonna go marry the next chick that he dates. So what just happened? So it wasn't the guy being afraid of commitment, it's that he don't want what you happen to have going on as an individual. And that's becoming more and more of the typical female because nobody is telling them what are the disqualifiers.
So you feel like men are dating with intention?
Men have to do everything with intention. We're held accountable for everything.
I don't think
we have to be responsible.
2022 men are dating with the intention on marrying anybody. If anything, I think they're more scared of marriage.
Did you not hear what I just said? Of course they're scared of marriage. I got my condo taken by a woman. I know many other men. I know it's not, hold on, it's not bitter. It's understanding the liability and the danger. And what's happening is because of the internet, younger guys are getting this information earlier. So they're realizing how women are dangerous.
So do you feel like you didn't have the information you needed when you married your wife?
Hell no, I thought only weak men got treated that way. Come to find out, the system is why men get treated that way, because the system enables women to do this. As soon as their feelings are a certain way, the government, the judge, everybody's going to get behind them, and it's going to give them the power to do it. A woman doesn't have the power to remove you from your own home, but she can call the police and say, he threatened me, he put his hands on me, knowing damn well he didn't, and then they're going to come over here and remove you from your own home.
Okay, so I know somebody who just recently got divorced. I knew him. Actually, they're a couple who actually dated them together, and then we still were cool after we stopped dealing with each other. Either way, they ended up getting divorced, and it wasn't like that for them.
I understand that, but women have this bad habit of like putting a personal experience on a majority. It's like,
I think that's a people's thing.
What I'm talking about, it's statistic. Like what I'm talking about.
I think men do that too, because you're basing it off of your marriage.
So do you know no, I'm not. I'm basing it off of the numbers. 80-something% of marriages are failing in less than 10 years, and over 75% of the time the woman is filing for divorce, and over 80% of the time the woman gets custody of the children. So I'm not basing it on my personal experience. In fact, if I was, I actually got out of it unscathed. I didn't have to pay any alimony.
A lot of these women ain't been bitter. If you don't really just have a problem with your wife, she let him keep.
I didn't even have a problem with my wife. It was an amicable divorce, but she still took my property. You know why? Because she could. So instead of doing what was fair and doing what we agreed, she did what she could. The agreement was either I buy her out or she buys me out, because I pay 70% of the condo. She only paid 30. So she was supposed to give me back the 70% I put in, or I was supposed to give her.
She just took it.
Right, exactly.
Oh yeah, she was petty. That was petty. I don't agree with that. That was crazy.
You don't agree with it because you didn't put 3 years into a marriage. If you did, you would have been thinking to yourself, you know what? He had the best years of my life. He owes me this
money.
That's the logic that women have. I gave him the best years of my life. He gonna pay me for those years. That's how they think.
You said you married 3 years?
Yeah, but I was with her for 5.
Oh.
And it was her youth. It was when I left. She turned 30.
She still got time. She just gotta look now.
Time out. Hold on. Let me stop you right there. I wouldn't have married her at 30.
Why?
Because I wouldn't have married her at 30. So if I wouldn't have married her at 30, then that right there says her leaving at 30, she wouldn't have been able to secure me again. You see what I mean? I was willing to marry her at 25, 26, because I know what I want. I know when I want my woman to have my children. I want to have my children with a woman in her 20s. I've already made that decision for myself. Okay? That's just the way it is.
That is how most men are.
And I'm financing it. I'm paying for it. So I get to say what I want out of a woman and out of my family. You get what I'm trying to say? So you can't say that men are not dating with intention and men are terrified of marriage. What are you talking about? That's not being scared of marriage. That's being smart and responsible and looking at the risk and saying it's not worth the risk.
Men in my age range aren't looking for that. Men under 30, even if they're and there's a lot of
and they shouldn't be.
Under 30,
and they shouldn't be
looking to be married.
And you know why?
Hold
on. Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why they're not looking for marriage? Can I tell you why men in their 30s aren't looking for marriage? Because when women were in their 20s and they were living it up and getting all these favors and all these perks and everybody buying their drinks, they getting in every club, on every boat, on every plane for free, you know what guys were doing? They were twiddling their thumbs saying, I just got to go to work and grind, and one day I'll be successful enough to get one of these hot chicks that just walks past me and ignores me, for older, more successful guys. So now when he finally gets into his 30s and starts making some significant money, he doesn't want to just cash out, settle down, and give it all to a woman. He wants to have his years to play and have some fun and bang all the hotties that he couldn't get in his 20s. That's why.
That sounds like, never mind.
That sounds like fairness.
No,
that sounds
like he was lame and he never got
No,
it.
hold on. Time out. You could be the coolest dude in your 20s. You cannot compete with a 35-year-old that owns a business, has a home, and drives a Ferrari.
Why would you want to compete? Why wouldn't you look at him and be like, teach
because
me?
That's who the women are going for. Do you hear yourself?
Yes, because I feel like you.
When were you a man in your 20s?
You would be like, hey, teach me something.
Right. You feel like. Have you ever been a man in his 20s?
Have to be a man.
You do. To understand the situation, you do. You can't relate.
Is it a pride thing that you can't?
You're not hearing me. Imagine spending 10, 12 years of your life being ignored by men, being ignored by the guys you're attracted to, and watching them go with other women.
I think all women have had that energy, like where we got men we want.
Jesus Christ, we're just saying anything. You were having sex in your 20s. You weren't having sex in your 20s? You weren't being taken out? You weren't going out?
Of course.
Okay,
I was dating couples.
Okay, well, guess what? Guys in their 20s are not able to perform at the rate that guys in their 30s can. That's the way it is. The women are attracted to nice things, nice places, and nice experiences. Most guys in their 20s cannot afford or provide that.
Yeah. Okay.
They cannot. They can barely afford their own plane ticket, let alone to fly some hot chick out from another city for the weekend. But men in their 30s can. So we have to wait to get in the game, and we have to earn our slot. All women need to do is go through puberty and perk up their titties, and they get attention. It's that simple.
Okay, so if men aren't actively looking for marriage, what do we do?
They're not actively looking for it until they're ready, and when they are ready, and they start looking for it, pickings is slim. Because most women nowadays are not marriage quality. They're not wife quality.
They were taught how to be marriage quality. A lot of women can't even cook.
It's not even about that. It's about that they don't know how to interact with or cooperate with a man because they didn't see it in their household growing up. If there's no father in that household, the mother and the father weren't married, you have zero marriage skills. Because you don't learn marriage skills as an adult. You grow up observing it. Why don't these women know how to cook? Because their mothers didn't teach them. Their grandmothers didn't teach them. They didn't help out with Thanksgiving dinner. They didn't help out with all the dinners for birthdays and family events. That is a priority for young girls growing up because they're learning how to be a wife. And what do the boys do? They learn how to do oil changes. They learn how to fix cabinets. They learn how to be responsible. They learn how to tell the truth, to have integrity, for people to be able to rely on them. They shadow their fathers and uncles and grandfathers. They shadow behind them and watch what they do. They pass the tools. They learn. And the women can't even relate to what's going on, just like the guys can't relate to what the girls are doing, because it's neither here nor there. When I was a young boy, my uncles would come over, they would spend time with my grandfather, they would all be down in the basement, smoking cigars, playing dominoes, drinking Heinekens, and the women weren't allowed down there. They brought trays of drinks and lemonade and shit to the doorway, and I would go get it and run it down to them. But when they were in the kitchen cooking as a team, 3-4 women in the kitchen cooking, the men weren't allowed in the kitchen. If a man stepped in the kitchen, what are you doing here? He tried to take a little bite of something, he'd get his hand slapped. We'll bring you something. Get your ass out of here. This isn't your space.
That's how it is.
Okay, because we were training to be married.
But it's not like that anymore. So.
And that's the problem.
Okay, so now you have to talk about a solution.
But men are still earners, though. Men are still expected to be earners and providers,
it's not
though.
Like how it used to be.
But but men are still expected to be earners and providers, though.
From what you've told me, men want to do that.
No, men have to do that. You can't even have the discussion of being a husband or a domestic couple if the man can't provide that. Women aren't interested in living with a man that. No, what I'm saying is women aren't interested in living with a man that's not paying the bills. They're not interested in marrying a man that can't provide a lifestyle.
Now you know that's a lot.
So a
lot of women out here taking care of red flag men.
What type of women are you talking about?
What is the problem?
Well, the desirable women aren't. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that men are still expected to keep up majority of their end of the bargain. Maybe they don't have to do all the oil changes themselves anymore. Maybe they don't have to build the cabinets themselves anymore. But men are still expected to protect and provide. Women are not expected to be obedient, to be cooperative. They're not expected to give the men children when they're young. They're not expected to keep the home, cook and clean. They're not expected to do the same thing.
I heard a woman say that her dad taught her that she doesn't need a man. So what do you say to that? Men that are teaching they're actively teaching their daughters.
He obviously didn't understand women.
But there's a lot of men, and of course, I know even my dad was like, focus on your education.
Where are these happy single women? Where are these happy single women? And I'm not talking about young girls doing hot girl summer. I'm talking about where are these women post 35 that are happy single? Exactly. Because paying your own bills as a woman doesn't feel good after 35. It actually makes you feel undesirable and unwanted.
I promise you, any woman who is single, just the man isn't in a relationship with her. But they all not single. They all have some dude taking care of them.
Well, to an extent.
I was going to say.
Or they're combining the resources of multiple guys to take care of themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, but a lot of people aren't thinking. When I meet girls that are 24, 25 and they're paying $3,000 rent in an apartment in Brickell and they're driving a Lexus and they're wearing $1,000 shoes and $4,000 handbags, nobody's stopping and asking, where's a 24-year-old getting that kind of money? Because I'm doing the math. That's over $8,000 a month.
You know.
Are you a high-valued man? Where are you coming up with $8,000 a month and you're a 24-year-old girl?
You know.
So even if you're doing something online, you're still using men, because where did that money online come from? Oh, it's like, I got OnlyFans. Okay, well, who are your subscribers on OnlyFans? Men. So either you're using a man or you're using men. That's it. It's either singular or plural.
Huh.
Facts.
Okay, so
facts. And if you go work for some company and you're gonna go push paper in the office or whatever, you're still working in an industry that was created by men.
So what do you say to the modern woman?
I say stop lying to yourself, because you're gonna bring yourself suffering in the later years. These women that are lying to themselves, it's gonna catch up with them, and there's not gonna be enough wine or cats, okay, for them to feel good about themselves. It isn't.
Well, I have a question for you.
Go ahead. Last question, then we're out of here. We're out of here after this. Go ahead.
Why you say we use men when we try to do maybe business online? Because for OnlyFans, it's a business. It's a platform of business for girls, right?
OnlyFans hasn't proven that yet, though. It hasn't lasted long enough to prove that's a viable business. It could be a fad.
Whatever, you get money for online, right? Okay. Because men pays, whatever. Men's maybe girls, whatever. Okay. Who cares? But... And then you say you are user, because I have my boyfriend, for example, and I do OnlyFans because I want to do my extra money, right? Okay. So you're going to feel used too for your girlfriend doing OnlyFans?
Used?
Yeah, used.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, where does the money come from? You have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge your audience. I have to accept where my money comes from. You see what I mean? People will tell me, why don't you do a channel for black people? Your channel's supposed to be all black. Really? Because where's the money? They're not sending me donations. Asian dudes be sending me donation. Chinese dudes, Indian dudes, white boys are sending me money. So why am I going to tailor my content towards the people that are supporting me the least? I'm not saying there's not brothers that support me. What I'm saying is I have to look at the numbers and be realistic. I couldn't afford to run a channel at this point that only speaks to black men exclusively and excludes everyone else. It's not realistic. Much like a lot of women couldn't just have a channel that's only for women and they have no male support. Yeah, right. Who do you think is sending the super chats? Who do you think is sending all these damn donations to the CashApp and all of that? It's guys. There's young girls on Twitch becoming millionaires, buying fucking mansions. And who's their fan base? A bunch of lonely guys at home, a bunch of nerds living in their mom's basement or whatever the hell they're doing, and they spend all their damn money on video games and cute girls on the internet. But what I'm trying to say is you can't take that money and ignore that money at the same time. I used to be a bartender. There was a time when I was bartending at a gay club, and the manager said one thing to some of the guys that were like straight, but they were acting like snobbish to gay customers. He said, listen, let me tell you something. I don't care if you're straight or not. I don't care if you have a problem with homosexual or not. You work here and you're making the gay dollar, you're going to respect the gay dollar. He didn't have to tell me that. I respect my clientele. I don't care who it is. If you're supporting me, I respect the clientele.
Exactly, yeah.
So women going around beating their chests, acting like they strong and independent, they don't need no man, but what they do to make money relies heavily on the support of men. Knock it off, sister. Because if that's the case, go make your money off of only the sisterhood. I keep it real. That's one thing that I don't like is bullshit. You ain't gonna kick no bullshit around me. Keep it real.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Respect and appreciate where it comes from. Stop saying you don't need men when we built everything. Everything? Everything. When you got your makeup channels, you all up in the camera. Who built the camera?
It's not about needed.
Who built the camera?
It's not about needed. It's about you want a man because you want to share your life with someone.
All
it's
I'm
not
saying, we have to appreciate
needed.
them. I appreciate the plumber. I appreciate the mechanic. When I'm walking past a construction site, I respect and appreciate the men that are building it. I don't only respect the man that can buy the condo. I respect the man that can build the condo. I respect the garbage man. Every Christmas, I tip his ass.
Of course.
Because he keeps shit clean around here. Right?
Everybody's
But women do not. Women act like men are beneath them unless they're rich. But this system functions because men are working hard to make it function.
Wow.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Men create the infrastructure. When you take your ass on a plane and go to hot girl summer, who built the plane? Who flying the plane? Who maintains the plane? Men all over the damn place. Men. You buy that expensive furniture, who delivers it? Men.
Women, we have a power to be.
Who invented the
successful.
tampons? Men.
Not in Florida.
Ah, man.
Who invented birth control? Men.
So men.
Exactly.
This podcast is about just men.
No, this podcast is about life. It's about the truth. So all I'm saying is it's not about hating women. It's not about hating men. That we got to get that out of the picture. Because every time someone say something negative about women, I check the ass. Because they over here say, "Oh, women don't follow, they don't submit." Bitch, you're not a leader anyway.
Exactly.
So even if she was submissive and knew how to cooperate, she wouldn't submit to you because you're weak and you can't lead no way. It's facts. Oh, she don't cook and she don't clean. You can't build or fix anything. You can't even put together a chair or a table from IKEA. And that comes with instructions. So I call it out across the board.
Yes.
I call it across the board. As soon as somebody call me and say, "Man, I gotta talk to you. How much is the consult call? I'm having problems with my woman." I say, "Hold on. First of all, tell me about yourself." Then when he tells me about the woman, I say, "So she's lazy?" "Okay. So she was motivated and hardworking when you met her?" "Oh no, man. She was living with her mom. She wasn't even working." So then she didn't become lazy with you. She was already lazy, stupid. So it's not her fault. It's your fault because you moved in a lazy woman. She was living with her mama for free and you thought she was going to live with you and contribute? Her mom ain't hitting that. So if she wasn't even giving her mom pussy, what made you think she was going to move in with you, give you pussy, and then contribute? She wasn't contributing at her mama house. How stupid could you be? So I keep it honest with everyone. That's what I'm saying. I keep it honest with everyone. I don't pick on women. I pick on lies.
Yeah.
I pick on delusion. We got delusional guys out here. We got delusional women out here.
Yeah, they're real life.
We got useless women and we got useless men. And I'm trying to help people see that so that we can make it better. Because there's nothing out here that men don't know how to do that they can't learn. There's a YouTube tutorial for everything. You can learn karate on YouTube. All right? All right, let's get up out of here. I hope y'all, consider some of the things that I said. Don't get offended by me. I just tell the truth.
No, I respect so much.
And thank you for having. You were hiding the whole time. Don't worry. I'm gonna edit a picture of you just right there, still framed, so they can know you were here.
Thank you for inviting me to your podcast. I hope you have a good.
Yo, why your girl from Mexico don't never answer when I call? Every time I go to Mexico, I try to see her. She doesn't.
Which